Good morning, everyone. It is drive time, chit chat. It's Friday, October 26th, and don't know if you can see some of the foliage that's starting to happen here in Connecticut off to the window. I don't know, I'd still say we're at less than 50%, so there's still a little bit to go as far as the color and everything. But anyway, just FYI, because I notice this stuff when I'm driving. So, and you're in the car with me, so I'm going to tell you about it. Today is, like I said, it's October 26th. So I just started serious OMAD this week. So this is my 5th day. And as I said in my previous, first video, which is just 2 videos ago, doing OMAD completely this week. However, I have dabbled with intermittent fasting on and off for about a little over a month, I guess, total. So when I started on Monday, my weight was 206, but that's not my really starting weight with my intermittent fasting journey. My starting weight with intermittent fasting, or IF, was 112. 212. If I was 112, I wouldn't be worried about it. But 212 was where I really started. So really started at 212, started OMAD legit just 1 meal a day on Monday, which was 4 days ago. This is my 5th day. And started that at 206, and now I'm 203.6. So I'm almost a total of 10 pounds down, but a couple pounds down this week. So I know that's probably a lot of yada, but I'm keeping track of all of this in a spreadsheet just so I know for me. So because this is me documenting my world, started at 212. This week I started at 206, and now I'm 203.6 today. I am weighing myself daily, like I mentioned before, but I'm not getting crazy. I'm really going to look at what I weigh on Monday. Monday is my week 1, my end of week 1, start of week 2 weigh-in date. So anything that happens between now and then is just, it is what it is. Whether I gain a tiny little bit or continue to losing, it's all good. So I'm also on the start of my 5th day of no artificial sweetener. I haven't even had a diet soda. So it's water, my coffee. In the evenings I have a glass or 2 of wine, and that's that. I do have an Insta page, and it's called OMAD Woman. So if you want to find me on there, eventually I'm going to start a Facebook group and stuff like that, but only because I'm looking for more community, so to draw more people into, I have a couple of groups on Facebook that I belong to, but I have a tendency to keep my groups to groups that are smaller. Like, there's a lot of intermittent fasting groups that have 80,000 people or 20,000 people, and to me, your questions get lost in the mix because they're posting so many times a day. So if you're not getting the attention of the first 1,000 people, and I know that sounds kind of silly, but in 6 Miles to Supper, she has a decent amount in the group, but it's still under 1,000. So I feel as though it's more of a sense of community, that I'm not living in a big city, I'm living in a small town. I can actually recognize certain people's posts, or, get to know individuals on their journey, as opposed to, just seeing updated pictures of people you've never even seen or seen them post before in the group. So that's why I'm starting my own, because I like to keep the community fairly small. So most of the groups that I've stayed in for intermittent fasting or OMAD are either people that I follow, like 6 Miles to Supper, Jen Stevens from Delay Don't Deny, that kind of stuff, or their podcast. I have a tendency to want to keep it small. So anyway, I am on Insta, and basically what I'm posting on there is my weigh-ins and my meals. Just so I can, monitor my own practice, because this is about what I'm doing. So I want to be able to go back and follow and see, oh my God, look at, what you were eating then, what you're eating now, all that kind of good stuff. So I have found this week relatively easy. I mean, I really can't complain. I know that because it's my first week of OMAD, there's going to be adjustments, and it's the first week that I've truly stayed on one specific. There were days where I did OMAD, day 1, day 2, it was more like a 16-8. Then I went back to OMAD. Then we had something go on, so I felt like I was off the rails a little bit. But this is, we even went out to dinner last night, and I had a glass of barley wine because it's that time of year and I really, really like it. And we went into a small tavern in our town, and we wound up getting burgers. And I was a little bit concerned myself yesterday, which is funny. I've taken myself off of a proton pump inhibitor because of years of bad eating. My digestion is really crappy and I get a lot of reflux. Started out with Zantac, and eventually I wound up taking that purple pill, either Nexium or Prilosec. One of them worked better for me. I can't remember which one, but whatever. I took the generic version anyway. But getting off of that is horrible because you get rebound reflux. So I haven't been able to do it up until now so far. I stopped taking it about 3 or 4 days ago, and the reason I was concerned about last night is after having a burger, I had this surge of reflux and I had a really uncomfortable tummy. But I stayed the course, and, I did have a little bit of Tums and, did my thing and went to bed like normal. I wound up actually not really having a snack like I would have, because the idea of putting more food in my stomach was no bueno. So I woke up this morning okay. I'm struggling with that, but not with this way of eating. So I have my coffee, and I should be good until tonight. As a matter of fact, one thing that I'm a little bit gonna have to reconnoiter is I have too much food in my refrigerator right now. Like, normally I cook dinner for my husband and I, and we have enough for dinner and enough for 1 or 2 lunches, meaning he can take lunch the next day or both of us can. Well, we're not eating lunch or breakfast, so I have these bits left over that we're not eating because we're satisfied, but we're not taking lunch. So, the other day he even said to me, he's like, we're gonna have to do something. We've got leftovers in the fridge that are gonna go bad. So I think either tonight or tomorrow night, it's gonna be a leftover night for dinner, just to get rid of some of the food that we have in the fridge. So I'm gonna check with him and see how he's feeling. Either shrimp scampi tonight or leftovers tonight and shrimp scampi tomorrow. So it's one or the other. We'll see what happens. But so if that's the only complaint I have, along with saving money on my grocery bill, the world is a good place. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I just came over a ridge and I'm looking at the leaves and stuff. Yeah, we're not even at 50% yet. So foliage has just begun in Connecticut. So anyway, what complaints do I have? I have agita, which has nothing to do with OMAD and everything to do with me finally wanting to get myself off of this medication that I put myself on. A doctor recommended it short term, but I wound up staying on it because it made me feel really good at the time, and now it's my bad. I'm having a hard time getting off of it. It's not ever something I was prescribed. I want to put that out there. As an acupuncturist, as someone in the healthcare field, I would never suggest someone take themselves off of a medication. But, however, I put myself on this med, not a doctor. So normally, I don't subscribe to that. So especially anyone that should ever happen to see this in, my world of no followers, if you're on any medication, especially high blood pressure, cholesterol, okay, let's say cholesterol to be safe, high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, any medication that is legit prescribed by a doctor, please consult them before you consider even lowering a dose. I know of someone that gave themselves a stroke because they decided to take themselves off a high blood pressure medication, which is the most stupid thing I've ever seen in my life. Because now you have to recover from a stroke that was completely preventable because you took yourself off your med. And that is truly unfortunate. So anyway, that's my preach about any medications you're on. If you have a doctor that doesn't appreciate your OMAD lifestyle or your fasting lifestyle, then I recommend finding one that does. You're not going to try to educate a doctor. They feel that they already have all the education. So, and I'm not trying to be rude, it's just facts. So find someone that is more understanding of your journey and the path that you chose, and I would go that route. Especially because I'm I'm down almost 10 pounds with just trying and really only getting serious this week. I do think legit that the artificial sweetener has played a role in that. When I was dabbling with IF before, there was definitely more of a fluctuation of up and down, and it would make sense because I may have been spiking my insulin from time to time. So right now I do have to say I'm a proponent for getting rid of the artificial sweetener, and I'm at the point now where I also feel that I'm a little bit less hungry during the day because I don't have any artificial sweetener. My face isn't getting anything that thinks food or sweetness is coming. So, because your brain has a mind of its own. I don't know, whatever. So anyway, end of week 1, in a couple of days. So on Sunday will be the end of week 1. Sunday is also my anniversary, and we are going out to dinner. I actually got us we're gonna go and do a tasting, beer tasting, just for fun. I used to work at a restaurant in Colorado, and they brewed their own beer, so I'm a little bit of a beer snob, and I haven't done anything like that in a while where, tasted really good beer. I'm not a huge beer drinker now. It's occasionally, but for some reason, we went to California last week, and we went to Gordon Biersch, and I had one of their beers, or I had 2 actually, and it tasted really good, and it reminded me what a good beer tastes like. So I do have to admit, then last week I bought a 6-pack. Was it a 6-pack or an 8-pack? I don't know. Of Sam Adams Oktoberfest because I like Sam's. And so now I'm on this and last night I had barley wine. I go through kicks, like every once in a while. I love sushi. I can't get enough of it. I can have it every other day for dinner, and then all of a sudden I'll buy sushi and I'm like, I don't want this. I'll eat one and be like, nope, satisfied, and I wind up giving away or making myself eat it just that night to not be wasteful. But then I don't have sushi for 6 or 8 months. There's no rhyme or reason to what goes on in here sometimes. But right now I'm on a little bit of a microbrew kick, and wine. Maybe it's because I've gotten rid of other beverages of choice because I mix them with soda, and I'm not doing that right now. So wine, you also have to develop a palate for, just like you do with beer. And so maybe that's why I'm being drawn to those 2 right now. We'll see. Eventually I may get sick of that too. So anyway, for our anniversary, we're going to go and do a tasting at a local brew place, which I haven't investigated Connecticut local brews. And then we're going to go and have Indian food for dinner, I think, at a place close to home that we really enjoy going to. The people that own it are just super nice. So, but I'm going to be opening my window a little bit early because we're going to go around 3:30 or 4 o'clock as opposed to 6 or later for my dinner. However, we're going to do the tasting that I'm going to open my fast with. Then we're going to go and have Indian food, and I know I'm going to be full when I leave there because between the naan and the rice and the meat, I know I'll be good. Then I may have dessert. So truly, I'm still going to be OMAD, but my window might be a little bit larger than it normally is. Like normally it's in between 3 and 4 or 5 hours. It might be more like 6 hours, but it's still going to be considered OMAD because there will only be one meal. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. We'll see what happens on Sunday. I could be talking all this to you, and my husband could blow my mind, and all of a sudden we decide to do something else. Who knows? But that's the beauty of this. So tomorrow, even though TGIF, for those that it's Friday, yay, I actually work on Saturdays, so it's not my TGIF until tomorrow. I usually call Sunday Cuddle Sunday, because that's when it's just a day to be with my husband and stepsons, or just my husband. This week is just my husband. And he has a gig on Saturday night, so we're going to have to see how that's going to go as far as my window. But I think I should still be fine, because we'll eat dinner before we go, which will still be the one meal. Although when my husband gets done with a gig, he's usually pretty hungry. So, you know, I have to tell him that that's okay to do that. He doesn't have gigs every weekend, so if he decides to, and it's usually a snack, it's not a full meal, like maybe he'll grab a burger or a sandwich on the way home, or I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens on Saturday too. I'll update everything on Monday when I decide to bug you guys again, because after today I'm gonna let it go until Monday. I'm thinking Mondays, Wednesday, Friday is looking pretty good for videos. It's kind of, you know, a day in between and a weekend in between, and every day I think, I don't know, people eventually will have to let me know if there ever is any that look at this. So I don't want to go too long. I don't want to go a whole 20 minutes today, but that's pretty much it. So far the week was good. Can't complain. Feeling good. Almost 10 pounds down. So if I'm 203.6, that means I'm only 3.8 pounds to Wonderland. What? Which will be the first time I've been in Wonderland in a really long time. So I'm excited about that. As you can tell, my energy is good. Haven't even had any coffee yet. So I'm going to work on that now as I'm getting off the highway. So thanks again for listening or watching. If you did, please be gentle. This is not going to ever be a fancy video. This is Drive Time Chat. This is my real world. You know, I actually found a little thing that will hold my camera that I had, so I'm not buying anything. Excuse me. Still can't get rid of my cough. But other than that, you know, this is going to be what it is. I'm just driving to work, updating you guys, documenting for myself, which is the most important thing when you're doing any kind of lifestyle change, is doing it for you and not anybody else. I want to feel good. I want to live a long life. I want my patients to be able to look at me and see me truly as an example, not just in acupuncture, but in, and not only in the way that I live, which is an authentic and real life with integrity and always coming from a place of love, but that I can practice what I preach as far as, you know, nutrition and diet, and to be able to have hard conversations with people. That's really important to me. And right now, I know when I talk to people about their diet, they look at me and go, really, girl? Really? Nah, yeah, I don't think so. So, and that's just true, and I have to own that. That is part of living an authentic life. So, is being real with yourself. So anyway, I'll give you a couple of my mottos at the end of every video, and, you know, just something to ponder for the day. Leave the world a little bit better than you found it, whether it's a person, whether it's a parking space. You know, if you see something on the ground and, you know, you can pick it up, put the cart back, you know, leave people better than you found them. People should always leave you smiling, not going, Jesus, what the hell just happened? So leave the world better than you find it. Treat people the way that they want to be treated, not the way you want to be treated. The way I want to be treated is, you know, I'm really laid back and sarcastic, and I'm a jackass. So you can pretty much treat me however. Sarcasm, hashtag is my middle name, you know, but other people may not be into that. So you got to gauge who you are with the people that you're around, and give them the courtesy and respect that you hope to get in return. So leave things better than you found it. Treat people the way that they want to be treated. And what else? You know, live with integrity, man. That's it. So TGIF to those who subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys on Monday. Let you know how everything's going. Have a good week.
Peace.